Welcome to Vanquish Entertainment. I'm Winston.
I'm Austin.
I'm Vivian.
I'm Emily.
And we're going to be doing kind of like a little roundtable discussion type thing. We have a list of questions here, and we're just going to be doing like a general chat on just our opinions on the questions. This is going to go about 20 to 30 minutes. If y'all like this type of video, please let us know in the comments. If y'all have any, please don't be mean, but like constructive criticism is always nice, so just let us know. So I guess we're just going to lead in, guys, to, since we're doing like comics and pop culture is kind of what we're going to be talking about. What is y'all's favorite movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And when I say like Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm meaning like starting with Iron Man and kind of ending with Ant-Man. So like when they kind of became like an official ongoing storyline together. So who wants to kind of start off with their opinion on that?
I'll go ahead.
Cool.
Okay, Winter Soldier is hands down the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It was very grounded while also being very faithful to the comics, and I can definitely take it seriously, but it's also one of the funniest comic book movies out there. You know, you wouldn't normally associate Winter Soldier with comedy, but, you know, there's tons of, like quick little quips that go by, and like it's not the point of an entire scene. You know, if a joke falls flat, you know, it's still a good movie. And the fight choreography is probably my favorite thing about it. That scene where Bucky and Cap are fighting it out.
Yeah, and like Cap doesn't have on armor. He's just like in like a windman jacket, like his like wind.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, it's just so awesome.
Like, they cut through like a car with like his knife.
Yeah. When Winter Soldier like reaches through the windshield and like pulls out the steering wheel, like that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Like he tries to break that metal arm with the shield, and it didn't even happen. That had some great fight
Absolutely.
scenes.
And one of my favorite things was that they actually made Arnim Zola cool. Yeah. Like, you know, in the comics he's like a Teletubby. He's got like he's like a robot with his like face projected on his belly, and it's so stupid, but they made him actually pretty intimidating, which is really cool. And it definitely has the best villains of any Marvel movie. I don't care what anyone says about Loki or whatever. I think Alexander Pierce and Winter Soldier were more intimidating and more sympathetic and all of that. Like, I think it was definitely the most well-rounded.
Yeah, I've never really read the Winter Soldier comic iteration, but I really liked Bucky Barnes as kind of like, you know, starting off as like the brainwashed hero, and like he's like someone from Cap's past, just kind of coming back in. And kind of towards, like, you know, they fight for the rest of the movie, but then they kind of like reconcile and like, oh, so maybe it's going to be, they're going to be teaming up in future movies. So I thought that was really cool. Do y'all have anything in comments on the Winter Soldier, perhaps?
Man, it was such a good movie. My favorite part was like, when, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. He's got an eye patch.
Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted
Samuel L. Jackson.
I kept wanting to say Jackson because his real name is Jackson, but the part where his car just totally gets utterly obliterated, and he's just really chill basically throughout the entire thing. It's just kind of like cut.
Yeah, I like how like Nick Fury in all the Marvel movies, like he's like, you know, he's, you know, head of S.H.I.E.L.D., this huge, you know, the kind of like the overarching, you know, police force of the Marvel universe, and he almost dies in every movie. Like he's like always on the brink of dying. Like you think S.H.I.E.L.D. would have, being S.H.I.E.L.D., they have better defenses. But
I also love how at this point he's just Samuel Jackson with an eye patch. Like he just shows up in his clothes with his funny hats. They don't even. He doesn't even have a costume anymore. He's just exceeded that level.
Avengers 2, he's just like, I'm just gonna wear here my sweater to walk up in a.
That's why I couldn't remember his name, because it's like Samuel Jackson.
He doesn't even like try to have like, you know, he doesn't like try to be faithful to Nick Fury in the comic books. He's like, no. I'm just going to be Samuel Jackson. Like,
wasn't his character in the comics modeled after?
In the Ultimate comics, he was actually based on.
He did such a good job. That's the only time in the comics. That's like, it's like if you've read like the Iron Man comics, like after the Avengers came out, like Tony Stark looks exactly like Robert. Like he already kind of looked like him, but he's like really looking more like him. So
well, they're doing that with all the characters. Even Deadpool's looking more like Ryan Reynolds and Thor and all that jazz.
Hey, speaking of, that's gonna be that's what we'll talk about a little later, like upcoming movies. But so
next who's
got like their favorite movie that's like not Winter Soldier?
I like Guardians of the Galaxy the best. Like after I saw that one,
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
The comic Star-Lord, not the attractive Chris Pratt Star-Lord.
I didn't know who that was at first.
It's his fan t-shirt.
That's okay. That's from the. No one read the comics. Like no one read the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I binged like everything Cosmic Marvel before the movie came out.
Everybody's like, "Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy! I can't wait for them." Like, you don't know who they are. Don't pretend like you read that. Like you don't know.
Once I started seeing people wear shirts well before the movie had been like officially announced, I googled them and there was like nothing. And I was like, oh.
Well, like, what was your favorite things about?
Well, I like that they introduced like so many obscure characters, so people would know that like there's more to Marvel than just like Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Definitely.
Yeah, like to get like to like the space multi, like really show like the multiverse in a sense.
Yeah,
of, like,
I honestly didn't really know that about like all those other characters until I saw that movie, and I was like, whoa! And then I became a nerd, and then I like caught up on everything. I hadn't seen like anything until like I saw that movie just because like I heard it was good.
Yeah.
And then I went back and like watched everything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I caught up after that movie, so it has a special place.
Well, so Vivian, what's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, you guys chose my two favorite. So since they chose those two, I have to say Ant-Man. Not because it was really loyal to the comics, but just that I know, like, the original Ant-Man character, he was abusive, and I was really afraid when I found out they were making a movie about him. I'm like, they're gonna make another dark superhero movie. I'm not looking forward to this. I went and I saw it. It wasn't, like, action-wise, it was really cute and funny. It wasn't the best action film.
Yeah.
But character-wise, and, like, how they brought in side characters and made them really funny.
Yeah.
Absolutely enjoyed it. Like, I can't wait to see more of Ant-Man and his fight with Falcon.
Oh my god,
hilarious!
And I was amazed that they didn't spoil that at all. Like, usually you find out about that stuff weeks before the movie comes out.
Wait, he just like shows up, and see, like that's also what's gonna be mine, because I saw Ant-Man Monday. Like, I had not seen it. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it like this past Monday.
Oh my god!
I loved it for like those same reasons, because it was going like to me like more of like a comedy approach, like more like it wasn't heavy on the action, like there was some cool action sequences, and everyone's like, oh, like all my friends at least were like, oh, this is gonna be the worst movie ever. Like, Ant-Man's the stupidest hero. I'm like, you're the stupidest hero.
Well, I thought that going in afterwards. I was like, you know what? Special place. Yeah. Really cute.
Yeah, like I like how like the original Hank Pym, he was like the mentor to I don't even remember.
Scott Lang.
Yeah, they like
Hank Pym's my favorite Ant-Man. Like, I almost wish he was the main character, but I still love what they did with it.
I also appreciate it because, like, in all the other Marvel movies, everyone's kind of like, you forget about the other characters, but this one is like how it affects society, how they view it.
And yeah.
Like kind of like the first end, like not only are like have these other movies happen, like we're putting them in like reference in other movies. That's really cool. I thought that was.
What was your favorite?
My favorite.
Your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It was Ant-Man.
Oh, that was yours?
Yeah. It was Ant-Man also.
We need to stop stealing each other's ideas.
Yeah, like we all like, oh, so what's your favorite movie? We all like Winter Soldier, right?
It's so sad we didn't choose like any of the originals, like
I was debating between like Incredible Hulk because nobody talks
about
I
know. I love it. I hate that people act like that was like the mistake of Marvel. Like that was one of the better movies, I thought.
See, I thought it was so funny because when after the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk movie, when they were going to do the first Avengers movie, when he was going to be in that one, they had like the thing at Comic-Con where Robert Downey Jr. announced he was going to be the new Hulk. He's like reprising his role as the Hulk, and reprising means like
coming back,
like, and like, it's like Mark Ruffalo, and then I was like, what?
So
like, that's not what that means, Robert.
Well, he was just, he's Robert Downey Jr., he does what he
he just does what he wants to do. He's like the most highest paid actor of the year, like 2 years in a row. Like,
and he's deserving of it.
You just do it, Robert. I call him by his first name. But so since we're like on the topic of movies, what is y'all's most anticipated just like comic book film? Like, it can be Marvel, it can be DC, it can be like something related to like the Dark Horse. If they're putting out like comics that like help, I don't think they're putting out another Hellboy movie or anything like that.
Yeah, they've been trying, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah. I'll go first on this one because I don't want to steal
ideas. You got this.
I want to see Batman vs Superman so bad. I read The Dark Knight Returns, like the storyline where it's kind of like. Emily, are you going to say that your favorite is that the one you want to see also?
No, I had like 3 just in case.
Okay. But I read that storyline that's like supposed to be like not like shot for shot, but it's like kind of based around that. And I love that storyline.
It'll be great.
I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I know like a lot of people like, did you guys not see
Good Will Hunting? It's like he jumped right out of the cartoon. Like, it's perfect.
He's got the
and his physique matches the drawing.
Absolutely.
He looks like a lot more buffer than Christian Bale did, which I think is cool because like you think as Batman, like he doesn't have superpowers, but like he's like a jack dude, like a big jack dude.
Oh yeah.
So I love the Easter eggs that I think they're going to put in, like, because I think DC is going a little quick with their cinematic universe, but I'm hoping that it is going to end up okay. And it seems like they're going to be putting like a lot of other Easter eggs in it from like the upcoming Wonder Woman movies and the Suicide Squad. And so I hear they're going to be doing. So I'm really, really excited for that one. Personally.
I'm sorry, what? Hands. It's just, I'm afraid, like you said, they're going really fast, and it's like with these sort of things, Marvel built up to it.
Right.
So if they rush trying to catch up with Marvel, it might just be like they fall on their face.
Yeah. Like when the Iron Man movie came out, like the first one, like 2006, 2008.
Yeah, it was very early. I wish I knew that right off the spot, but
and like DC spent out this one, Suicide Squad.
And I actually like what they're doing. It seems like what they're going to try to do is like have everyone come together and then split off into their separate movies and not make it this like phase 1, phase 2 team up thing. You know, they want to like Zack Snyder's been inviting people to do their own takes on the characters and like be as creative as they want, which is really cool because like that's how they can compete with Marvel. Like Marvel has their kind of like formula thing going on that's safe for everyone, but like DC, I think they're going to pick up some steam because they're trying different things and they're trying to, experiment some.
Any other comic book movies that we're looking forward to? Emily, Austin, Vivian?
There are tons of them I'm looking forward to. Like Batman vs. Superman, Deadpool, all sorts. I think Civil War is probably my most anticipated though because Civil War was the comic that got me into comics. That was the first one I ever bought with my own money, and it was the first one I read all the way through. And it has its problems. They might have like misrepresented some characters, but I think as a concept, it's like the most interesting. Because like that's kind of how the world is. There's not always a good and a bad guy. It's just different opinions, and sometimes people make unethical decisions as a chain reaction. And so I'm looking forward to see that on screen. I think it'll be really cool because like if they stay like the comics, then Tony Stark is going to be kind of the bad guy of the story, which is amazing because he's like the poster boy for Marvel now, and it'll be interesting at turning it like on its head. He started out, nobody really cared about Iron Man or wanted to see an Iron Man movie, and then he became popular, and now he's gonna, people are gonna be like, what, he's a bad guy? Like,
And they've been gradually doing that in the movies, like with like the Ultron movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of turning, like the Avengers are kind
he
of turning
against him. Age of Ultron. I kind of hated him in that.
Like everyone's kind of like turning against him, like, oh, maybe you're not so great anymore.
And the fact that Spider-Man's gonna be in it, like he's my favorite superhero. Yeah. Like there's no reason not to get just super pumped about that.
Right.
I don't care how many times they're gonna reboot Spider-Man. I'm always gonna be there opening night. Like he's my favorite. Yeah. And there are a million ways you can do the character. I don't think they've done it a wrong or right way yet. Yeah. They've done right ways. But
they did that like one wrong one. The third,
Spider-Man 3.
But the other two were awesome.
Yeah.
But like the third one was okay too.
Yeah, they've all had their ups and downs. I love all the movies though in their own way. And Black Panther, of course, is like super. That has me really excited. I love that they're gonna use Black Panther. That's just really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you cool with like? And I guess this question for everyone, like. Obviously in Civil War, if y'all don't know the Civil War story, like I know you do, but it's like everyone in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is involved, and of course there's gonna be considerably less superheroes in that. Do y'all like that they're going in and doing Civil War? I think it's the next one, kind of in like the Avengers storyline.
Yeah.
So are y'all cool that they're doing it like that, or would you prefer it be like one of the last movies that do have more superheroes? I personally think it's good that they're doing with like limited superheroes.
I think they need to do it, but not super faithfully, because if they have Spider-Man unmask himself on his first appearance, then it's like the whole concept of Spider-Man is destroyed. He's a teenager who you could relate to, and he's trying to like not reveal himself to the world. So that kind of they'd have to beat around that bush.
That was like a huge part of it, though.
It is huge.
It was just kind of
like a big turning point in the whole war.
Basically, lines were drawn at that moment.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were saying they could do the same thing with Black Panther, like have him as like sort of a diplomatic character in the story who unmasks himself as a superhero, and that'll like bring the rest of the world into it, and it would also have the same kind of like, oh my gosh, it's him, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I think they could still do it without actually using Spider-Man.
Absolutely. Other anticipated films coming up?
They're all good. I'm scared of all of them because like they have the potential to be awesome or the potential to hurt your soul.
Yeah, that's how it is to be
or to be
geek.
Horrible.
It probably won't be horrible.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Marvel movie. I'm like, this is trash. Like I've never seen a Marvel movie that was like I felt that way about it.
I may have felt that way.
Except
about
like the
Iron Man
third.
3.
I was about to say,
I could not stand Iron Man 3.
Oh, you talking about like it's like the mayor's like, oh, I'm actually just like an actor. Like,
it was
what?
so like
no.
they just like they would pick up some steam and they'd throw any potential out the door just to make a joke. It was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like Trevor was so insultingly stupid.
Or maybe they're using that to their advantage because if Iron Man's supposed to be a villain, we should already have negative feelings.
I don't even want to get to see another Iron Man movie. I want them to kill him in Civil War.
Oh, good, he's a villain now.
Is no one gonna say anything about the Deadpool movie?
Oh man, like I was so close to like
Yeah.
picking Deadpool because I've waited years for that movie, and like I think it's almost not fair that I can't pick both of those movies.
One Marvel movie that was trash: X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Man, I don't even remember that movie.
Hugh Jackman.
I love Hugh Jackman, but I don't like the Deadpool they put in that movie. That was ruined the whole thing.
You do have to be thankful though that they did do that because that was kind of his audition for Deadpool in a way. So it's like as much as it sucked that they did what they did.
It proved that Ryan Reynolds can.
It helped.
We've been taking all the time. Emily, what is your most anticipated comic movie? I'm so
Spider-Man
sorry.
reboot. But that's gonna be like a minute.
Is it coming out before Civil War or after Civil War?
Sure,
It'll be after Civil War.
But Spider-Man's supposed to be in Civil War, so that'll hold me over.
It's kind of how they're gonna be making Batman movies after Superman vs. Batman, and they're like, this was the one he's gonna be in first.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess kind of on that topic of movies, like if you could pick like this question, if you could pick any superhero from like your dream casting for him, like if you could like Ben Affleck is Superman or Batman for example, but if you could pick any actor for any role, which would y'all pick? Like which actor would it be, and what would you put him as?
I've got a good one, but it's long. You ready?
Okay,
I'm gonna bend the rules. I have a team.
Okay.
My dream team. My dream Fantastic Four casting is Rob Lowe as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh my god.
Rosamund Pike as Invisible Woman. Neil Patrick Harris as Johnny Storm. Dean Norris as Ben Grimm, he was Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
And I have very valid reasons for all this. Rob Lowe, like Chris from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
He's not like
Chris Traeger,
he's not like Mr. Fantastic, but he's like a perfectionist, and like when he shows like signs of stress in that show, you can kind of see like Mr. Fantastic.
You can try like a sciencey twist.
And he doesn't relate to people very well because he's just so like over the top about everything.
Yeah.
And Rosamund Pike, like, did you guys see Gone Girl?
Yeah,
I know you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she showed so much range, and like I'm trying not to spoil it because there's like tons of twists in that, but like basically she can play like vulnerable and scared, and she can also play like intimidating and smart and calculating. Yeah, so she would be perfect for Invisible Woman, I think. And Neil Patrick Harris, Barney Stinson, like that's pretty much who Johnny Storm is. He's just like this hotshot like guy who flirts with everyone, and he looks just like the character. And Dean Norris from Breaking Bad, he's bald, he looks like the character, and he's like, he can be a jock, but he also has like confidence issues, like when he was paralyzed in Breaking Bad, you could see it like really get to him after a while. And Benedict Cumberbatch is Dr. Doom. I don't think that needs explaining, but people are always like, "What? Really?" It's like how could he not be?
Have
perfect?
you seen Benedict Cumberbatch in anything?
Yeah, exactly.
He's every
He's
role
so
he has,
like intimidating and calculating, and he's like charming at the same time, and like his accent would be perfect. Like he'd be so cool.
I wonder if he's gonna have like a mustache or a beard in Doctor. I know he's gonna be Doctor Strange, so they cast a Doctor Strange, but
good point. Yeah, I guess him as Doctor Strange kind of like makes it impossible for my head to work. I had this in my head like long before Doctor Strange was announced, but yeah.
Mine's related to yours.
Oh, it is? Really?
Yeah, but I couldn't really think of anything for this, but I said David Cross as The Thing. Like, that's too biased. Have you seen Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well.
That's perfect.
I don't know. I tried.
I love it anyway.
Dream casting?
Oh, my dream casting's already come true.
Yeah.
Like, since the day I even met Deadpool, unlike Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, so.
I've always thought Johnny Knoxville would be a great Deadpool.
Yeah,
he is Deadpool basically in real life.
They could actually shoot him. Like, he'd be cool.
Totally,
he's like, whatever, stab me, shoot
and he's just got that like gruff, like obnoxious voice, and he's just like, I could totally see it. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds is also perfect.
I'm afraid like all y'all are gonna get like really upset, and like I feel like everyone who's watching this video is gonna be like, what? I think Ron Perlman as the Punisher would be really cool. Cause like everyone's like, no, but like I loved him as Hellboy. Like, just kind of, I understand. Like the character of Frank Castle's like a darker person than Ron Perlman has played, but he's done some darker roles, like in Sons of Anarchy, just like as a darker character. I kind of like his like to take on like an older maybe like an older Frank Castle.
Did you read Punisher Max?
I didn't know.
You get on that immediately because that's like the best Marvel comic, I think. But yeah, like. Yeah.
Read it.
You know, now that I think about it, he would be perfect for that type of Frank Castle, like a really old, just like pissed off, cynical. I mean, he's already cynical, but
I really like when they do is like they're gonna do like an old man Logan thing with Wolverine, where he's gonna portray Hugh Jackman as like an old man. If y'all don't know about that yet, but I think that's really cool. That type of stuff is really awesome. So I see we have the Star Wars post in the background. You guys have on your Star Wars shirts. We're not ripping, unfortunately.
My last name is Walker. So.
All right, so we have a Walker here, I guess.
All right.
So what did y'all think about the Star Wars trailer that came out Monday?
Okay.
Who wants to start? That's a big one.
All right. The question is, what is your favorite thing about? There's like I love every single second of that trailer, and I would like watch it every single second for the rest of my life if I wanted to. If that movie didn't come out, but I think
you were like that guy that like bought a ticket to the movie that you just knew the trailer was gonna be on, then you like left afterwards. Hey, how was the movie? I didn't watch it. I just saw the Star Wars trailer. I left.
But yeah, try not to get caught up in the hype. But like I mean, it's Star Wars. But I think my favorite thing that totally caught me off guard was that they used old music from the old movies and like roided it up and made it super awesome. And like I was super excited to hear that John Williams was returning to do the music. But I was also kind of like film scores have changed a lot since even the prequel Star Wars movies. With Hans Zimmer like doing Inception and Dark Knight and stuff. Like everyone's focused on like atmosphere and like bombs and stuff like that, and it's a lot less complex, but it's also more like
orchestra related, like a lot more instruments.
More instruments. They'll use synthesizers courses, but like they managed to take this like really old song from the movies and like pump it up and make it like work for this updated style, and I think that's like really awesome. That it just punched me in the gut, So that's really exciting.
I really like the costumes. I like little tiny effects, but I did notice a lot of computer animation. And I know it's newer and stuff, but
Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, but it's just like more actual.
Why can't they actually get like a giant slug to pledge out? Like the the Jabba the Hutt characters. Why can't they just do that? Because why did they CGI those?
Well. It's
that was
like
a joke and nobody laughed at it. Because those creatures don't exist.
You could actually make it, instead of having to do it on the computer, because that's what I really liked about the old movies, is they actually built this stuff. They didn't really depend on computers. They did. Yeah. They did, but it wasn't as much.
Have you seen like behind the scenes videos though?
Yeah.
Like J.J. Abrams is very determined to like make everything as practical as possible. Yeah, like I think it's gonna work.
Yeah, and I feel like looking at Star Trek, that because J.J. Abrams did Star Trek, didn't heavy CGI, but really really good CGI. It was like completely like. I liked the Jurassic World movie, but I did not like the overuse of CGI with the dinosaurs. It kind of took me out of the experience because I could tell. I think J.J. Abrams, like you said, would do a really good job, and with the CGI and putting it in the right place to make sure it's the right quality and everything. I think it's just kind of his thing. He's kind of a science guy.
Yeah, definitely. And the prequels, their problem wasn't necessarily that they used CGI. It was that it was bad CGI, and they used it when it was totally unnecessary. They just like wanted to cram every like goofy looking alien totally out of CGI in every single scene, and it just looked bad. And they did the same thing with the remastered editions of the original trilogy. And so I think that's
the trilogy were rough because CGI was young. And terrible. Oh my god!
Please release the uncut footage, George.
I guess I'll buy it again.
Disney's now. I think they actually are planning on re-releasing it.
Yeah, I'm sure that
would be good. What about you?
Chewie and Han.
I love Han Solo as a character. I have loved like just that character, like just kind of like that bad A, like I'm a mysterious bounty hunter, but like also like he becomes a good guy with the course of I love Han Solo just as like a character.
And my favorite thing is that Harrison Ford has just like he seems to totally have lost his passion in acting in the past few years, but like when he was part of Star Wars, you could tell that he just like had this huge like boost of enthusiasm, which is funny because he kind of like tries to distance himself from the old movies or like he was beforehand.
Right, he got an
it's
earring.
So great to see that.
Yeah, everything to do with like his like walking away from movies, but that's just something that old men typically don't do. Yeah, so that's just fun.
And it was
Okay.
So, yeah.
I had some questions for you guys because we have not talked about this like before the video, but I have watched all the trailers. I have been looking into the movie, but I have not looked into the movie in the sense of this trailer was eye-opening for me in the sense like there was there was a line where one of the characters was asking Han about with the Jedi, where with the Sith was like the Republic, where like this all these things that we know about lightsabers, everything that happened in the old 1 through 6, like did that all really happen? So I'm kind of curious as to know what has happened, how much time has passed, in a sense like all like Jedi and Sith in the traditional sense have been forgotten. Yeah. Because they're obviously still the Empire. It is supposed
to be the same amount of time has passed, like as in the real world.
Okay.
So there's your reference, your point of reference.
But I just haven't looked to the lore and I don't really know what's going on in the story opposed to what they've shown me in the trailers. So I was really surprised by a lot of stuff that I was shown in the trailers. But y'all...
Yeah, I mean, like, and it was. I love seeing Han say like, "This is all true." Because he was the skeptic in the old movies. He was like, "Oh, you believe in this fairy tale magic of the Force?" And now he's like, "Yeah, the Force is real, yo."
It is. It's real. It's actually midichlorian and just in your bloodstream. That's all it is. And everyone's like, oh, whatever.
The midichlorians.
Well, does anyone have anything else they want to say about the new Star Wars movie? Any other like ending thoughts? I like Kylo Ren as a bad guy real quick.
Just while we're
awesome, I think he's like, everyone's like, that's so stupid, that T lightsaber. I'm like, what is the matter with you?
It is stupid, but that's okay, because a lot of stuff in Star Wars is stupid. I'm willing to accept it.
Like, did you not see the Phantom Menace? Like, the fart jokes? Like, what?
Nobody accepted that, though.
That's like the stupid. That's different. This Steve Bart's like the dumbest thing. That's okay with me. Right, guys, I think we've hit like around the 20-30 minute mark, I think is what for a longer show. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to kind of cut off here. We'll be doing more videos. We're probably going to be trying to do 1 or 2 of these type of roundtable discussions a week. If y'all enjoy these videos, please let us know. Any constructive criticism, anything we need with the lighting, we need to get more posters, just any
insult us, please.
Just be mean to us. But if y'all have anything that you want to know or want to see in the video, any discussion topics, any questions you want us to talk about, please just leave that in the comments below. We'll be leaving a description of kind of like release dates and times like that. And guys, I think that'll do it. We need to, I guess, plug in our partner, Top End Gaming. If y'all are around the Alabama area, y'all would like to go to an awesome comic shop with a lot of pop culture paraphernalia. They have comics. They gave us these awesome busts. So they do comic. Yeah, very busty. But they don't just do comics. They do card game type stuff. Like they do card tournaments. They do TV show type things. We have some Game of Thrones stuff that they gave us. They just do a whole lot. So we'll leave their address, their phone number, and their information also in the description. And guys, please join us next week. We've been Vanquish Entertainment. Thanks for watching.